I've had a lot of people come at me asking, how to level up quicker, what's the best way to get XP, stuff like that. So today I'm going to show you my top 5 ways to get XP in this game. So first and foremost, if you look on the map, there's all these little waypoints and like statues. Now, every time you get one of these done, I believe it gives you around 200 XP. And what you want to do is just go around the map and do all of them. Like, you can't get here obviously until you progress through the story, but you can literally do every single other one of them, and there are so many to do. Like, I can't even count, but there's around like, I think 30 to 40 if I like had to go off the top of my head. So what you want to do is just start on the top of the map and work your way down. And a really good way to get through it is to go on this website called Genshin Impact Map.amps, like Apple or whatever, or App Sample. See here, it gives you like everything. It gives you the teleporters, the statues, so you can go through them and just like pick them off one by one. And doing that'll get you quite a few XP points. The second thing you want to do is come to these statues, which are located here, here. There's one here that you progress down the story. And when you split the map, there's 2 parts. There's this big part, and then there's this huge other half. That's the 2 halves that you want to split it down, like right here. This is the mid like line right there. So you come to these statues, you talk to them, and they'll ask you to worship. Now, for the first half of the map, which is Mondstadt, you want to get these animoculuses. Now, there's around, let me see, I believe 65. See, if you go on this map thing right here, it'll give you all the locations in Mondstadt for these animoculuses. Now, putting these in the statue will not only give you XP, but boost your stamina. So you're going to want to go through as many of these as you can as you progress down the story. For example, there are a few that you can't get right away, like this one, and then these, because there's a wind barrier, like through the first half of the story. But you progress and you eventually get here. But getting as many as you can quickly down the line will give you like those boosts, as I said. And what the cool thing is about this website is you can mark them as found if you sign in. So, for example, let me sign in real quick. Check it out. You can just go through them and just click mark as found, like that way you don't have to go back and like worry about whether or not you got them or not. So it's a really helpful website. Same thing with the other half of the map. So for example, if I take this off and go here, I already have like all these done. I still have to like check off whether or not I did some of these, because like I already have them at level 7 on the geos. But yeah, doing these upgrades gives you a lot of XP and it boosts your stamina, so it's a win-win situation. Now, the third best way to get XP is obviously progressing through the storyline, but sometimes you're going to need XP to get to those storyline points. So my advice to you would be going through all the map and like looking for chests, enemies, and opening them, because they give you 10 XP per chest, but there's around 500 in each part of the map. So, I mean, doing 500 will give you like 5,000 XP. I mean, that's just a small way to do it. And you can also do these temples and domains, because they give you quite a bit of XP, and you can do them over and over again. So it's like a good way to just like kind of like farm, if you will. And unlocking them also gives you 200 XP. So that's another part of this that I wanted to explain. So finding each of these temples over time as you progress gives you 200 XP per find, on top of the 100 XP that you can get for, going into them and like solving the puzzles and whatnot. And like as you progress with your level, the rewards get higher, but the XP stays the same, so you're only going to get 100. And yeah, the last one I could say that you can do is fighting these enemies. So I'll teleport to one right now. These enemies not only give you pretty good XP, but they also give you rewards for upgrades, whether it's like for characters and for weapons. Now there's enemies such as this one on the map. So this is just one example, and if you see, it gives you the potential to get any of these, as well as 200 XP. Now think about it this way. If you discover a domain, that's 200 XP. So by fighting these, which spawn relatively quickly, like every 2 minutes, you get 200 XP per 2 minutes, which is great. And it's not that hard. Like, I'm level 50 on my character, but I'll show you. It's not that bad. And they're really easy to dodge. You know, like, you don't have to worry about, you know, taking damage or whatnot. Because, like, it's relatively simple to, like, kill these guys. And I'll give you a little help on, like, how to beat them, as you see through here. But... oh, and a little tip for you is if you can't dodge and you take too much damage, you can just walk out of the arena. And it still continues, so it's pretty cool. And then they always have a final attack phase that you need to like kind of deal with. I'll show you like after this what it looks like. So right here, you're at final attack phase, and it's gonna spawn these like things in the air. You're gonna just have to go ahead and pick them up, and that way he can't heal himself. There you go. And you just wait for him to like do his thing, so once that finishes up, you can just attack him a little bit more, and then he's dead. So there you go, he attacks, and then he falls, and he's dead. So just like that, you get 200 XP. And then you get character XP, companionship XP, and then upgradable items. But yeah, fighting these bosses, like there's so many of them. There's this one, there's this one that's a little bit more tricky. There's this one down here, there's this one. And then there's these little ones. These little ones are okay. They only give you 100 XP, but they spawn instantly around the map. And on top of that, you get like XP, Mora, companionship XP. So I mean, those are pretty good ways to like, you know, level yourself up and pretty much get like ranks like boosted, if you will. But yeah, like those are basically like the 5 main ways to get XP. You know, like you just want to follow those steps. Like these like bosses are pretty good, the domains are good. The waypoints were my personal favorite. Like those boosted me up from like level 8 to level 15 in a matter of like a day, because there's just so many you have to do that like it just gives you a lot of XP. And like on top of that, you can teleport wherever you want on the map after. So like, you know, it makes it a win-win situation, like while boosting your stats and like unlocking parts of the map. Oh, and like last thing I want to mention is getting these statues. Like in the beginning of the game, your map's gonna look black. It's gonna be blacked out on certain areas, so unlocking the statues first would be my suggestion, because that gives you like the map unlock to like see where all these are. So like you don't have to guess where they are at. Like I mean, it's pretty, it's like self-explanatory, but a lot of people have been confused about like whether or not like XP like is, you know, easier to get, how to get it, like what are the best ways. So I mean, in my opinion, those are my 5 top like, you know, suggestions for getting XP. So if you guys want, you can go ahead and like follow this guide. You know, it'll help you a lot. Like I leveled up to level 29 already, and I've only been playing for like not even a week. So you know, for you guys, you should be able to get there in no time. But yeah, that's my top 5. Let me know what you guys think. If you have any other suggestions, let me know. And yeah, thanks for watching.